Does the Trinity make sense? Now, some people say the Trinity, the idea that there's one God who subsists in three fully distinct but fully divine persons, just doesn't make sense. Well, this depends upon what you mean by the concept of making sense. If what you mean is that the Trinity is irrational, that it violates some law of reason, well, then the challenge is simply false. There's no violation of the laws of reason in the Trinity. And anyone who thinks I'm mistaken on this point must identify the specific law being breached in light of the Orthodox teaching on the Trinity, as opposed to some misrepresentation. We don't believe in three gods, for example. Now, one might argue that the Trinity doesn't make sense in that it doesn't appeal to any sense perception, that it's hard to conceptualize the Trinity, can't be pictured in the mind. Well, that seems accurate enough, but it's hardly relevant. Individual spirit beings, God, angels, your soul, can't be pictured. They may actually manifest themselves in physical forms. We see that with God and the angels in the Bible, but this is not what they actually look like. Even so, the concepts, though we can't see those things or imagine them, the concepts of God or a spirit being is certainly intelligible, make sense. And the same is true with immaterial things like love or kindness or vengeance. Each of these may be evidenced in actions that can be seen, but they're not themselves physical. And indeed, no accurate physical characterization or sense of them can even be imagined. I mean, what does vengeance look like if we're talking about the thing itself and not the way it's acted out by people? So it's no liability that no one can picture the Trinity. It's not sensible in that way. This tells you nothing about the truth of the doctrine, though. That question is answered by a different means. Does God's own self-revelation give us reason to believe that the doctrine of the Trinity, classically understood, in other words, accurately understood, is an accurate and true description as far as it goes of God's nature? And the answer to that is clearly yes. The Stand to Reason teaching, The Trinity, a Solution, Not a Problem, gives much more detail and biblical support on this issue. You can find it at str.org, along with a complete text of these comments under the title, Does the Trinity Make Sense? I'm Greg Kokel for Stand to Reason.